It was not normal, typical funeral behavior, whatever that would be. Which, granted, this was not the normal funeral. But my God, I mean, the production this guy put on was just over the top.
Love you, Charlie.
He was just too much.
I was involved with Charlie as a friend and confidant, so to speak. When I first talked to Jason, I knew who he was as far as being the grandson. I guess just from my own emotional standpoint, I would have wanted him to know that, number one, Charlie wasn't who and what was reflected by the media for 50 years.
There are people who think Charles Manson was a good man and loved him and defend him because they thought he was wrongly convicted. Many of them just simply don't understand conspiracy law, and that they said, well, he was never there, he didn't kill anyone, therefore he's innocent. That's not true. If you orchestrate a series of murders, you are still part of the crime.
A lot of people were able to put things that mattered to them in the casket with Charlie. There was an eagle feather on his chest. There were necklaces, there were flags, there were rings, there was an iron cross. It was perfect.
Charlie Manson was considered by some a mystic. So he managed to get this whole kind of underbelly of people who followed him, even after he was in prison. And these were not official family members per se, but they could have been.
First of all, like, I wouldn't say that I am drawn to Charles Manson, like even now, even though I would call myself in some people's eyes like the most very over-the-top Charles Manson supporter, or more specifically, a supporter of the truth about Charles Manson. And I'll say it again, like, no, the trial was it wasn't real, he wasn't a cult leader, he didn't order those murders, he didn't have a bunch of brainwashed zombies trying to start a race war, okay? Drugs, drug dealing, shady people, crazy going on. Happens.
Billy is completely passionate, 100% on my grandfather's bandwagon.
I wanted him to know that his grandfather was not Satan, that he was not the orchestrator of these murders, that he wasn't the guy that could boom shakalaka, as it's now known as of today, boom shakalaka somebody into being their subservient killer zombie, and that there were potentially other truths or facts or possibilities of what had actually happened.
What if you're wrong about who Charles Manson is?
No, I'm not wrong. That's just like, I mean, what if the moon is made of green cheese? I mean, like, I'm not wrong. First of all, I'm not wrong about the trial. I'm not wrong about the violation of due process. I'm not wrong that there were people committing crimes under color of law during that whole show of a circus.
Consider the possibility.
No, I'm not considering that possibility. No, I'm not. Can I smoke a cigarette real quick? I gotta.
I think that the people who feel that he's innocent, they believe that Charles Manson's alienation mirrors their own. And so they have a sympathy for Charles Manson that is rooted in their own sort of personal struggle.
They never broke that man. Never.
What can be the possible appeal of a scroungy, dog-like, dark messiah
Yes, sir.
who committed murders 5 decades ago. What is the appeal?
With Jason caring about people as much as he does, you know, they got into his head. You know, they got into his thoughts and they kind of took his goal and tried to make it their own.
Good.
Grey Wolf asked me if I mind if he put a rebel flag on my grandfather's casket. Who am I to ask an elder not to do it?
I was indifferent. I mean, you know, there was a different time. As Charlie got older, he was kind of stuck in that time.
Men in the South stood up for independence of choice, independence of being. It's a representation of someone standing up for liberty. I don't think he passed. I think he changed. I mean, we're all still here, man. Nobody goes anywhere. He may be more powerful in some ways than he's ever been.
It was not normal, typical funeral behavior. If he would have been left to the prison, they would have just discarded the remains in the trash.
I know my grandfather made some choices that hurt people. My grandfather caused my family a lot of pain. At the end, he just needed to be taken care of properly, like every elder should be.
His grandfather was not the orchestrator of these murders.
He was a damn good man.
He was the mastermind that orchestrated all of these killings.
I think that the people who feel that he's innocent, they believe that Charles Manson's alienation mirrors their own.
I don't think he passed. I think he changed. He may be more powerful in some ways than he's ever been.